How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious. Very informal, laid-back kind of video today. I'm really tired. I even thought of skipping a video today, which I've never done since I started with Watcher of Realms on August 8th, 2023. But I'm not going to do that. But let's just get right into information. Let's get straight to the point. Let's make it nice and short. So I put out a video a couple days ago before this event started. We have a Frenzy Plundering, or maybe it was right after it started. Frenzy Plundering. This is a reduction in cost by 20% of what it normally would be. So you can see you have 5 costs off, 5 stamina cost off for stages. This is true stage 16 through 21. We also have a rate up on these sets, on Hawkeye, on Wisdom, and Soulbound Arcana. So a lot of these things have been proven to be true. Like, it is patently clear that the stamina cost has been reduced. I think we can all say anecdotally we've seen that these sets are dropping more. However, especially since last event and now it's come back up this event, people have been very concerned that they have nerfed the ancient drop rates for gear, the ancient gear drop rates. And I will say we have a big early return. We've now accounted for over 100,000 runs, and it seems like they are, but I would call it more of like an equalization than a nerf. They are nerfing it to make it equalize between your chance to get an ancient per stamina spent. They are adjusting it and lowering the chance to accommodate for the fact that it is costing less stamina. I've got tons of math, but if you just wanted the short version and click off the video, basically per stamina you expend, you use in GR3, you still have the same chance to get an ancient. Nothing has changed. So you're not getting a benefit from the reduction in cost in terms of your chance to get an ancient. That's what we have from the early returns. We obviously want more data, but that being said, we've accounted for more than 100,000 runs, as I said. More on that in just one moment. However, you still get the benefits of, the chances to get more gear because you are doing more runs. But when it comes to ancients, it is fishy. People were onto something. So let's get right into that. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Seamus and I are leading a study, Frenzy Plundering GR3 Ancient Drops study. It's all very, very clear here. What we suggest you do, every time you do a bunch of auto runs, just come in, say your account name, Discord name, how many runs you did, do you have the priv card, what stage you ran, how many ancients you dropped, if you got any, and then what you got, and then if any concerns that you may have. And I say if any because a lot of us haven't been getting them. I've done 440 runs in GR3 321. Granted, I don't have the priv card, and I have 0 ancients. So 440 runs and 0 ancients. But you can keep doing this, and part of the reason for this video is I want to make sure people continue to submit these last few hours if you're going to go forward and continue with this event. Maybe you'll be less inclined once you see what I have to share with you right now. So if we head over here, guys, this is where we've been getting, you guys fill out the form and then it populates over here. We've had many, many responses. We already are in the realm of statistical significance, but if we want strong statistical significance, we would really like to see at least 500 more submissions of batches of runs. They don't have to be from the same person. You can see great stuff here from Psycho Low 95. You can see they have done, there's 24, there's 54, there's 54. That's nice stuff, right, to keep it going. I've done, I think, 10 or 12 unique submissions. I do 20 runs here, 40 runs here, 100 runs here. That's how I've been doing it, right? But yeah, this all comes here. Then we got early numbers. So in total, and we're accounting for gear raids 18, 19, 20, 21, people that have priv card and don't have priv card. But if we just take the total number of runs done, we have had 103,247 runs, and we have 529 ancients. That comes out to this beautiful number over here. Let's make it a percentage so it's easier to understand, 0.51%. So basically, per 1,000 runs, you're averaging 5.1 ancients dropped across all the data, right? And it's a large variety. What Maku and I have done since is we've gone through and made a pivot table. This is going by how many ancients people have gotten, depending on their circumstance, what gear raid they're running, and do they have the priv card, no or yes, right? So you can see for 18, we've accounted for 1,058 runs here, 780, that's without the priv card, 784 with. That's the smallest little sliver. If we go down to what people really care the most about, and we look at gear raid 21, you can see we've had 42,934 runs of people with priv card doing 321. We've seen 336 ancients, and then without we have 12,297, and we got 38 ancients. So these are where all my runs are coming in, and none of those are my ancients because I have 0. However, we have found something really interesting. I just crunched the numbers. So if we look over here, I've calculated for 19 through 21 your expected rate of what you would expect to get. So how did I calculate this? Well, if you guys don't know, Terran provided a War Asset Explorer. This is completely free to the public. I'm not some crazy data miner extraordinaire super hacker guy. Terran just took the client-side file, found a way for us to unpack it. This is stuff that is directly released to us, totally legally, and he unpacks it and it's open to the public. public. So all you have to do is you go in here, you upload whatever game file you want. So I think the most recent one I have was the February 26th one. You do this, you can pop in here, and now you have the information. There you go. So you can see you can go stage here, and that's where we get these numbers, right? So if you wanted to do a gear raid, this is open to anyone. You go here, gear raid 1, 2, 3, so on and so on. Cool stuff, right? So from that, we know these are the rates. At least these are the rates as of when I posted this video 2 months ago. Have they adjusted them since? I sure hope not. But you can see here for Gear Raid 3, you have a 0.4% chance for an item that drops to be an ancient piece of gear, and then 19 and 20 are the same at 0.6%, and then 21 is the best at 0.642%. Something that needs to be noted here is you cannot get multiple ancients dropping in one run. So now this is where we're going to get really mathy. This took me a minute to calculate out myself, but if we go here, how did I get these expected rates? 0.71, that's above 0.6. Or what it should be, right, for 19. Well, it's because of this, right? So if we're looking at 19 and 20, they have the same base rate of 0.6%, so I can just take that as 0.006 if we take the percentage out and just turn it into a decimal. But there's also extra chances to get it because you can only get one ancient per run, but there's multiple instances that could happen. So we can look here at Gear Raid 320 and 321. So just looking at Gear Raid 321, because that's where our focus is going to be, the chance is not as simple as 0.642%, right? Because there's multiple instances in which you can get your ancient piece of gear, right? So if we look over here, you have a base chance on that first piece of gear that drops. Every run, you have a 100% chance to get at least one piece of gear. That's your 0.642% chance. I've just turned it into a decimal. If we go under now, there's also a 21% chance. That is the chance on 21. And this is important to note, guys. The chance to get an extra piece is not the same every stage. So when people say, should I do stage 20 or 21? There's a few things to consider. At stage 20, you have a 19% chance to get that extra free piece. At stage 21, you have a 21% chance. At stage 19, it's a 17% chance. At 18, it's a 15% chance. Good stuff to know. If we look over here, so we have a 21% chance. Then you have to calculate the chance that you didn't get the ancient piece from the first instance. That's this over here. So that's going to be that number minus 1.0. So it's a 0.994. And then times the chance that you then do get the ancient. So that's the same rate again. So it's 0.21 times the chance you didn't get it from the initial 100% chance you're going to get one piece of gear drop, and then it's the rate to get an ancient. So that's how we get this number over here. I can turn all these numbers into decimals if that helps you guys. So there you can see how it's happening. And then if you have the priv card, so that's where these two numbers differ, right? This side is no priv card. So if you want to know that number for like me, when I don't have priv card for 321, that's my number. It's as simple as the 0.64% chance when you take it to the 100th decimal point with rounding, and then this chance that we just showed you over here. However, there's an extra thing when you have the priv card. You now have a 30% chance with the priv card to get a bonus additional piece of gear. Combine that with now a 0.994% chance that you didn't get it from this instance, and then another 0.994 that you did not present, 0.994 chance that you didn't get it from this instance, and then the chance that you're actually going to get it, right? That comes out to 0.19%. You add that all up, you have just about a 1% chance normally with the priv card to get an ancient piece every run you do. So you should average just about 1 per 100 runs. It comes out to like 1 per 101 runs or 102 runs. You can see a 0.97% chance. Without it, you've got a 0.78% chance. So what have we actually found? Keying in on 321 and focusing on users that do have the priv card. If we look here, the frenzy rate, what we've actually calculated through these 42,934 runs with the 336 drops, we can see you just do this number divided by this number, we're actually seeing a 0.78% chance, right? So that's significantly less than the 0.97% chance we'd expect from priv card havers that are running 321. So this could be, we need more data. However, this is a large amount of data. We would like more, so keep filling out your forms, keep heading over here. You can just do more and more and more submissions. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I have been doing. However, I was like, this seems like an interesting difference. You know, we've seen a reduction of about 20% in the entrance costs, and now I feel like I'm seeing a difference in about 20%. So I was having a call with Maku. I went in here, and then I was like, all right, let's take that percentage, and let's find out what's the percentage per stamina spent. So you can see per stamina I have here. So the frenzy rate, so the frenzy stamina cost is 17, the normal cost is 22. So I can just take this number and divide it by 17, and now we're looking at a 0.0460%. The percent doesn't matter. What matters is if we then take this number, our normal number, and divide it by the normal entrance stamina cost, 22, what do we get? Almost the exact same number. If you even go in percentage form, the difference that we are seeing is to the 1,000th decimal point. So what we're seeing here is, at least from our early returns, and we would love more data, what we're seeing here is they've equalized your chance to get ancients using the metric of per stamina spent. What is your chance to get an ancient? So in fact, your normal ancient drop rates, you have been nerfed on this event. What they've done is they don't want any benefit of you're spending less stamina getting the same rates on ancients, so they've nerfed those rates to thus equalize it. So I don't like it. I'm definitely feeling it. I've had 440 runs. Have I mentioned that yet? Without an ancient. But yeah, that's just all I wanted to leave you guys with. It's a bit more of an informal style video. I know it got really mathy there at the end. Maku and I will calculate all of this stuff eventually. I have already put in so far what the drop rates are. That's just taking what we've seen divided by the number of runs, right? So the sum of the ancients that people have reported that have been dropped, whether they have the privilege card or not, and then you're just dividing that number of ancients by the number of runs. You can see 0% over here for people with no priv card. In those 1,058 runs, no priv card people have submitted on Gear 18, none. 0.26%, which is pretty dang low. We would expect 0.4, so a bit of an equalization. This is the craziest one, and this is, I'm going to look into this, but we're looking at 0.2% for no privilege card stage in 319. That is crazy. The base rate should be 0.4, so even if they did that like 20% reduction, right, we should be looking at, what would that come out to? 0.32, not 0.20. Granted, only 12,500 runs. Only 12,500. We need more data. We need more data. Keep filling it out. And then here you can see now it's looking a bit spot on here with the priv card, so 0.4%. Actually, this number would be about 0.45 as you'd expect. With the priv card here, we'd expect like over 0.5%. I will have to calculate those expected rates. And then here you can see on 20 where it starts getting interesting, right? Like this is pretty large gap. So this one's crazy, 0.04%. Looks like it's probably just one or two people that have been supremely unlucky. This is a super small sample though, so this doesn't really mean anything. 0.04% compared to an expected 0.7, that's nuts. Here it's a bit back to normal, 0.48%. Compared to an expected 0.89%, literally half of what it should be, but again, small sample. You can see it starts getting even crazy here where I'm looking at 0.31%, and then we're seeing the true thing. So who knows if it's going to be straight up just equalized. It might be harder than that. We need more data. We only have 532 ancients accounted for. We have 103,500 runs accounted for. If we do unique responses, I believe we're at just under 590, because there's the couple rows on top. We're at like 588, 589. You can see people are continuing to submit. It's good stuff. I really appreciate it, guys, for watching this video. I know it went a bit longer, but that's how it goes with math. If you like the informal vibe, do let me know. I'm going to go edit this thing, share it with your mother. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and fill out the form. Fill out the form. Keep doing it. Let's get as much data as possible before the day's over. Thank you.
Fastidious.